I'm sure that most of you guys have noticed that over the past week or so, there's been a lot of information leaking on the new LEGO Star Wars sets coming out this year in 2024. And by the looks of all of the information that has leaked, this might be one of the most interesting years of LEGO Star Wars that we've ever had. I'm not saying it's the best, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the best, but there's a lot of really unique sets coming this year. And in this video, I'm going to briefly list them in order and go in depth on the ones that I am most excited about and most looking forward to. So just FYI, I'm not going to be going in depth with every single set. I'm going to briefly list them, but I'm not going to go in depth, so if that's the video you were looking for, you might want to go somewhere else, because hence the title, I'm just going to be going in depth on the ones that I'm most excited about and most looking forward to. And as always, before we get into it, if you're new, please consider subscribing. In just a little over a month from now, on March 1st, is when we're going to see the next wave of LEGO Star Wars sets, and I imagine that they'll get officially revealed here in a few weeks. But in the March 1st wave, we are getting 5 sets, with 3 of them being 18 plus display sets, that being 75375 midi-scale Millennium Falcon with 921 pieces and a retail price of $80 US, 75376 midi-scale Tandem 4 with 654 pieces and a retail price of $70, 75377 Invisible Hand with 557 pieces and a retail price of $53, 75379 Buildable R2-D2 with 1050 pieces and a retail price of $100, and lastly, the main playset is 75387 Tandem 4 Boarding Hallway with 502 pieces and a retail price of $55. And out of this wave, the main sets I am most looking forward to are the midi-scale sets, specifically the Tandem 4 and the Invisible Hand. The Millennium Falcon just doesn't interest me as much as the other two, because I feel like midi-scale sets work best as capital ships. I mean, I'm still going to get it for the review, I'm just not as excited for it as the other two. I'd say the one I'm most excited for is the Tandem 4. I'm just really excited to see how detailed they can make it, and the midi-scale Executor from last year was an incredible set, and I think the Tandem 4 is just going to look amazing on display next to it. And then we had the Invisible Hand, which is also a really cool ship that I'm excited for. I'm not sure why they chose $53. It could have been $55 or $50 or $60 for all I care. And since it's cheaper and has a smaller piece count than the other two, I'm really interested to see how they do it. I'm really wondering if it's going to be a lot smaller than the other two and the Executor from last year. But still, despite its size, I think it's going to look great on display, and I'm excited to get it. The other two sets in this wave are the Buildable R2-D2 and the Tandem 4 Boarding Hallway. And to be honest, I could care less for the R2-D2. It's going to be the third model that LEGO has made. Really, the only intriguing thing about it is that it's going to include the 25th anniversary Darth Malak figure, but other than that, I really could care less about this set. The Tandem 4 Boarding Hallway is going to be the set that includes the 25th anniversary 5's minifigure, which does not look that good, and honestly, I'm going to be getting this set, but definitely not for that figure. I'm actually excited for this set itself, because it comes with 2 Stormtroopers, which we haven't seen in over a year now, as well as Darth Vader and Captain Antilles and 2 Rebel Fleet Troopers. I mean, I'm actually excited for the figures that belong in this set. The 25th anniversary 5's is just take it or leave it. 2 months after the March 1st wave, on May 1st is when we're going to get the second large wave of the year, with a total of 9 different sets, being 30685 an Unknown Polybag for $5, a Commander Cody Brickheads for $10, and then a bigger Brickhead set for $55 that is rumored to include Phantom Menace characters, 75378 Bark Speeder Escape with 221 pieces and a retail price of $30 US, including Keller and Beck, Grogu, and 2 501st Troopers, 75380 Boonta Eve Pod Race Diorama with 718 pieces and a retail price of $70, 75381 Buildable Droideka with 583 pieces and a retail price of $60, 75383 Sith Infiltrator with 640 pieces and a retail price of $70, including Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Padme, and Captain Panaka. And then lastly, one of the sets that I'm most excited for in 2024 being 75382 UCS TIE Interceptor with 1,931 pieces and a retail price of $240. And on top of the TIE Interceptor being one of my most anticipated sets from this wave, 2 other sets I'm really looking forward to are the Buildable Droideka and the Sith Infiltrator. The Sith Infiltrator is a really unique ship that's going to have a cheaper price point for a ship of its size at $70. The last one LEGO made was in 2015, and I'm pretty sure it was $90, and it was a pretty large model, so I think this one is just going to be ever so slightly downsized, but I also am expecting a lot of detail and a very well built model. And on top of that, we're finally getting a new Darth Maul. Who wouldn't be excited for that? And then when talking about the Buildable Droideka, I hope it has the same functionality as the first Buildable Droideka, because if you didn't know, that one could roll up into a ball like Droidekas can, and actually when you rolled it, it would pop up into its fighting position, and I really hope this new one has that functionality. It is an 18 plus set, so it might not, it might just be strictly actually a display piece, but my fingers are crossed that it's going to have that functionality because that would just be so cool to me. And then lastly, the TIE Interceptor, like I said, is my most anticipated set from this wave. The UCS X-Wing that came out last year was, in my opinion, one of the best $200 UCS sets that's ever been made. Not the best, I think the UCS Slave 1 still holds that title, but it was definitely one of the best, and I think a lot of people overlook it because there's a lot of hate surrounding it, but in my opinion, it's one of the best $200 UCS sets ever made, and because of that, I have very, very high hopes for this TIE Interceptor. I think it's going to look absolutely incredible on display and even better next to my UCS X-Wing. Just 1 month after the big May 1st wave, we are getting 5 more sets on June 1st, which is kind of nice because last year we didn't really get a June 1st wave. All we got was that little 4+ set. Anyways, the sets include 75373 Mandalorian vs Super Commando Battle Pack with 109 pieces and a retail price of $20 US, including 2 Super Commandos, Koshka Reeves, and a Night Owl Mandalorian. 75374 Skeleton Crew ship, we don't know the name of it yet, but we do know it'll have 1,325 pieces and retail for $130. 75386 Mandalorian Imperial Bunker with 289 pieces and a retail price of $40 US, including Moff Gideon with his helmet, Paz Vizsla, and 2 Praetorian Guards, and then 2 smaller sets being 75390 Luke Skywalker mech with 185 pieces and a retail price of $16, and 75391 Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter with 99 pieces and a retail price of $13. And out of this wave, the sets I'm most excited for are the 2 Mandalorian sets. The Skeleton Crew ship is definitely a runner-up, we just don't know much about it yet. I'm sure I'll be excited once more information comes out, and I'm sure it's going to be an awesome looking ship with cool characters. Just as of now, we don't know much. The 2 Mandalorian sets, on the other hand, I am very excited for. In the battle pack, we are finally getting those Super Commandos. We're also getting Koshka Reeves and the Night Owl Mandalorian, but I'm pretty sure those 2 Super Commandos are going to be the stars of this set. And then in the Mandalorian Imperial Bunker, we're getting Moff Gideon with his awesome looking helmet from Season 3, as well as Paz Vizsla and 2 Praetorian Guards, which we haven't seen since 2019 or 2020, I believe. And it's cool that we are getting these guys again. It's just annoying that we're only getting 2, when in the scene in Mandalorian Season 3, there are very clearly 3, and I feel like LEGO's kind of cheaping out with only giving us 2 when we could easily perfectly recreate the scene with 3, and the set's already $40. I don't think adding 1 more extra minifigure would be that much of a harm, so off the bat, that's already one main disappointing thing about this set, but I'm still excited for the rest. These Mandalorian sets overall are just gonna have really awesome figures and really awesome characters, and I'm definitely looking forward to them. And again, the Skeleton Crew ship is a runner-up, we just don't know much about it yet. 1 month later, on August 1st, we are getting 8 more sets, that being 75385 Battle on Peridia with 382 pieces and a retail price of $50 US, including Grand Admiral Thrawn, Ezra, Ahsoka, Morgan Elsbeth, and Enoch. 75388 Jedi Bob Starfighter with 310 pieces and a retail price of $40, including Jedi Bob, rumored to be the exact same one from the 2002 gunship, and 1 more figure, which I'm pretty sure is probably going to be an astromech droid. And then 75389 Dark Millennium Falcon with 1,578 pieces and a retail price of $170, including the Infinity's White Darth Vader, Evil Rey, Evil C-3PO, Evil Chewbacca, a Gunyan and a blue outfit, and 1 more figure. And then 75392, which is unknown, it's rumored to be a creature build with 1,186 pieces and a retail price of $100. 75393 X-Wing vs TIE Fighter with 1,058 pieces and a retail price of $110, including an X-Wing pilot, a TIE pilot, an astromech droid, and 2 more figures. 75394 Death Star playset with 1,555 pieces, and as of now the price is unknown, but I assume it'll be about $170 or $180. 75396 Escape from the Sarlacc Pit with 558 pieces and a retail price of $90, including Luke, Han, Chewbacca, Lando, Boba Fett, and Weequay. And then lastly, 75398 Buildable C-3PO with 1,132 pieces and a retail price of $150, and a C-3PO minifigure that we have seen before. And that was a lot to get through because this is basically the biggest wave of the year, and there's a lot of sets I'm excited for. One is the Battle of Peridia, because we are finally getting Thrawn as well as an Enoch minifigure, and I'm really excited to see how LEGO does the helmet for Enoch. I hope they actually give him a unique helmet mold and they don't just reuse the current Stormtrooper mold with just different prints on it. I hope it's a new mold, and I hope they do a good job on it. I'm also excited for Jedi Bob Starfighter, not because of Jedi Bob. The main thing I'm excited for is just to see what color it's going to be, because all of the Jedi Starfighters have really really awesome, unique colors, especially the old Clone Wars ones, and I'm really excited to see what color LEGO decides to make Jedi Bobs. And then the elephant in the room is the Dark Millennium Falcon, but it doesn't really interest me that much. I mean, like every other set, I'm gonna get it for the review, but it just doesn't interest me. I just feel like LEGO was trying way too hard to do something different, and in a way it's just kind of boring me. I mean, I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like, but it really just doesn't interest me as much as some of the other sets from this wave, like the quote-unquote potential creature build, which I'm excited to see. I've heard rumors that it's gonna be a creature that has multiple eyes, and the very first creature that comes to my mind when I think of Star Wars creatures with multiple eyes is a Nexu from the Battle of Geonosis. I doubt LEGO is gonna do this. This is just the only one I could think of. Realistically, I bet it's gonna be some creature from the upcoming Skeleton Crew show. I also forgot to mention that this creature set is supposed to include young Leia from Obi-Wan Kenobi as a 25th anniversary minifigure. And then we have the Death Star playset, which is really intriguing me because it has 1,500 pieces, which is quite a large piece count for a playset, but not large enough for a full entire Death Star playset. I'm really excited to see what they do. It's supposed to be like the counter set to Yavin 4 that was released last year, and it has almost 500 more pieces than that set, so I'm excited to see what it's going to be. And for this set, I also forgot to mention we are getting a Cal Kestis 25th anniversary figure, Darth Vader, and 5 to 6 other figures. That's all we know. And then the last set I'm excited for from this wave is 75396 Escape from the Sarlacc Pit. Yes, $90 for 558 pieces is a bit rough, although with that price, I am kind of expecting a lot. In this set, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sarlacc Pit with an exclusive mold. That could potentially be a pretty large piece and drive up the price to $90, as well as 2 high quality detailed desert skiffs that again both could use very large pieces that could drive up the price. But even if that's what we do get, I still think $90 is a bit of a stretch. I think for a Sarlacc Pit with a new mold as well as 2 desert skiffs that also have large pieces, I think the max should have been about $80, but still I'm excited to see what this set is going to look like. And I'm also excited for this set because I know the desert skiffs are going to pair perfectly with the UCS sail barge. And speaking of the UCS sail barge, it is releasing on October 1st, and that is the last set to talk about. Yes, there is going to be an advent calendar coming out in September. There's also going to be a promo set for the sail barge as well as a 25th anniversary celebration set, but we know little to nothing about those. The main star is the UCS sail barge. It's going to be set number 75397 and have 3,942 pieces. We don't know the price of it yet, but with that piece count, I'm expecting a price at the very least of $500. Realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if it's $600 because it's probably going to have lots and lots of large panels as well as very large cloth pieces that are going to be the sails. So if it's $600, I'm not going to be totally surprised, but still I'm very excited for this. It's supposed to be minifigure scale. I'm really interested to see how big it's going to be and how detailed the interior is going to be, and I'm also really excited for the figures that are going to be in this set. In the scenes from Return of the Jedi, you can see a bunch of cool and unique aliens, and I'm expecting LEGO to include a lot in this set, sort of like the Master Builder series Mos Eisley. That set had a ton of really awesome unique figures, and I'm expecting this set to be the same. And on top of that, the new Sarlacc Pit set that I just talked about is going to pair perfectly with it. And like I said, that's the last set to talk about, so that's going to do it for this video. There's just been so much leaks coming out lately that I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the ones that I'm most looking forward to. Let me know what you guys think about these leaks down in the comments below, and if you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see them on the screen right now.